Here's my fucking question. Why do we call Bluetooth and not fucking like invisible magic fucking connection?
Why do we say there's storage up in the cloud?
The who?
The
Oh, the cloud.
Like, it's
Yeah.
up in the cloud, dude.
Who? Yeah. Who fucking named it that shit? Your microphone's over there.
I know.
Okay.
I heard.
You gotta talk into it.
You might want to talk into it. Maybe you don't want to be heard on these political issues we gotta debate.
Alright guys, so the first topic of the day is top 5 rapper tier list. That's a hard one.
That really is.
That's super hard, dude. What the fuck, dog?
I said think fast.
One of my favorite hip hop MCs of all time is Notorious B.I.G. and Nas. I don't think people realize how great Nas actually was. I think he's a little.
He's a rapper's rapper.
I think he's underrated.
He's a rapper's rapper. Think about it. He inspired other rappers.
Dude, he was spitting the craziest bars at 17.
I don't even know if I'm like prepared to discuss like music right at this time.
Ready? Why?
Just I feel so like
Overwhelming?
there's so many things I gotta talk about, and that could be such a debate right there. I mean,
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get into it. What do you want? What's on your mind about it?
Nas and Notorious, sure, they could definitely be on my top 5. I mean, if we're really gonna discuss it, I have a top 50.
Yeah, I have like
Listen, that's
probably more than.
Listen, how about not all-time rappers, but 90s rappers, 2000 rappers, 2010 rappers, like 80s rappers.
We're
Like, what do
doing
you
90s. Shit. I want to say Dr. Dre, but he's not. He's technically not a rapper. Even though he's done a lot of rapping. Because he was originally like just a DJ. Who could, if you could only listen to 5 albums for the rest of your life, what would they be? Like if you were stranded on a desert island, the Dr. Dre 2001 album would probably be on my list of albums I could listen to forever. Because that, yeah, I don't know, dude. That there's no tracks in there that are skippable, and that was like my high school jam. Like I would have that CD would always be in the car.
You know what? I agree with you. With a certain album that you don't skip any songs, it's Branson, Blue Chips 3000. I think that's like his best old school, like his first real
Yeah.
good album. Yeah, like it's very his imagery and his hunger. You could just tell in his raps, like he was hungry to be at the top. Like you know how rappers are when they first start out, like they come out with the coldest shit.
Yeah,
But like that was like his. I feel like his real first album. Like he really
yeah.
put
I
his
would.
heart
I
into it.
can't comment on that too much because I honestly have not listened to that much Action Bronson. So,
No, that's
but
sweet.
I mean, I hear about him a lot. I hear how
He was just on Joe Rogan, actually.
was he? Oh yeah, he was.
They worked out and got some barbecue together.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't listen to that one.
Well, okay, I can give you. How far have you guys gotten on your list? I mean, if you have the whole thing, bam it out, because I can literally list my top 50. Literally.
I already know one of them.
Who?
MF Doom.
Well, right, but that's probably on your top 5 list
Denzel
too.
Curry's up there.
No, he's not on my top. I like
I
him
know
a lot.
Denzel
but-
Curry's on there, bro. Yeah, look at this guy.
Well, I'm not.
Definitely Biggie. I want to say Nas, but
Listen, let's get real. Let's get honest. I'm not a meat rider, but
Yeah, that guy is.
but Denzel Curry will be my number 1.
I knew it.
And
That's retarded. You're literally.
did you listen to his new? He got a new album out. He got a new album out, guys.
Oh my god.
You know who's not gonna be dropping any more new albums? Is my number 2 is MF Doom, which
R.I.P.
is like,
R.I.P.
I mean that shows how much I think Denzel's got, you know, the flow. Because MF Doom, I mean, I don't even have anything to say, bro. I mean, if you don't know how much of a goat he is, Like,
If you know, you know.
if you know, you know. Corday, originally YBN. Obviously, he dropped him because he was on a whole different level. You guys should look into him. Mac Miller, Gone Too Soon. Big, and I might, get some flack for putting, Little Mac Miller before the Notorious. But personally, like, the production style is a little more suiting to my liking. And Notorious only put out 3 albums post-mortem.
Yeah,
So
there was another one that came out. I don't know if those were already like recorded songs he had, but he had on like there were like more modern rappers on there too. So I don't know if they like remixed their like verses onto like his older songs he had. It was kind of like a weird album, but Life After Death, I think it is. But
yeah, it is.
Yeah, and those were all like people that were big in like the mid like 2000s. So obviously they just like took some of his old
I always
tracks.
wonder how rappers where they would be right now.
I know, like I always wonder where Biggie and Tupac would be right now.
Yeah, or like XXXTentacion, like would he really have changed, or would he have just been still?
And Juice and Mac and all those guys, bro. All of them gone too soon.
Yeah, they really were. It's like they were too young, like they were rambunctious and stuff. But like as you get older, I mean, you start to mature.
DMX
for the most part,
recently passed.
I really, for a lot of those people, it just comes down to bad management. They didn't have people who really cared about them and wanted them to be in. Yeah, they didn't want them to be in place. They didn't care about where they were if their safety was actually being prioritized. It wasn't.
That's the horror of the music industry and being on a major label.
A label, bro.
Yeah. Prodigy.
That's why by eliminating the radio, like Spotify has really opened up a lot of like Spotify and SoundCloud. Like these guys can actually get their foot in the door without being on a record. Like
I mean, being independent's the way to go because you have full autonomy,
control
on what you want. Like you might not get as much exposure, but you still make more money. Like selling your records anyway,
as the owner,
like as you would, like obviously you're not going to be on the billboard everywhere or whatever. But
that's why
at the end of the day, it's better anyway to go independent.
I think so.
I think
because you basically have a master, an overlord. When
Tom McDonald, he's
yeah.
And I think Frank Ocean kind of did the same thing with his contract. He kind of like tricked the record label to basically allowing him to have all his masters and stuff and whatnot. But I don't know how he went.
Well,
yeah, and they get you stuck in all these like contracts where you have to like release a certain amount of like records in a certain amount of time, and if you don't, like you could like get like I don't know, like a lawsuit or something. There's like penalties if you don't. Once you sign that contract, you have to like abide by all those rules.
Well, that's why it's such a flex for Freddie Gibbs. His record deal is really good, and he always like flex that he has like an 80 or it's like a 95.5 deal type shit.
I don't. Yeah, he wouldn't. I don't want to say would be on my top 5, but he's definitely.
He's in my top 10.
He's one of my favorite like modern.
Keep going. I'll keep going with the list, bro. We can go all the way.
No, fuck that.
You love it.
What's the one thing you would go to the past to change?
Like,
who wants to hear your 50?
My mom. You didn't even give me. You didn't even give me 5.
You guys will see the 50 in the link below.
You didn't even give me 5, did you? Give me fingers. List them off so I can put them up.
You talked about the
in the short
album that you
I need to put it up in the short.
Wait, what do you? Yeah, extra.
Yeah. Don't you have 4 other?
I gave you 5 artists, my man.
Oh, I mean, I guess if I had to answer that, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not prepared.
Zoo. Desert Storm or some shit.
I don't know.
Also, I was gonna say, bro.
I forgot.
In episode 1, we didn't talk about this because we're not like the most prepared podcasters, but we gotta not cut each other off. Be very like patient with each other when we speak. Because it sounded like shit when we were talking over each other.
Yeah, that's something we'll need to work on.
Yeah, it does.
That doesn't mean don't talk. Obviously, I appreciate it.
called-
Everyone's
I
enthusiastic
listen to
input.
Yeah, we're all
Readers.
excited, so we'll start yapping and then talk over each other.
Schoolboy Q. What's that one song? That album,
Schoolboy Q.
Oxymoron. I would have that album.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, that one's great. Probably some EDM in there. I don't know. Some shit. Some more.
That's
EDM.
not a rapper.
Oh, well, Zoo is a rapper.
Oh, he's
Oh,
he's a rapper.
You're fucked. You're fucked.
I'm just looking at my favorite artists.
Do you got a top 5? I mean,
Uh,
otherwise we just gotta go in my top 50 until these guys can
Nas.
put their heads together.
Nas, Biggie.
Nas is one. Nas is one because I went in order. I mean,
I don't know if I have him in order.
We
I'm
have to
just
figure
saying
out
my
the
top
video-
5.
right. We also have to figure out the top 5 video games orders. We just listed off a bunch of good games. We never
Yeah.
gave it a list.
Probably Immortal Technique. Everybody who knows me knows I'll say that. People would probably call me an Immortal Technique meat rider.
Yeah, number 1. That's cool. I
I
respect
don't know
it.
if he's number 1. He's on my top. I've been a big fan of his since high school. When you first hear the song "Dance with the Devil," it's just like, holy shit, bro. And that kind of changed it.
And then and then I lost it when Eminem dropped Rap God.
It was an alright song.
Yeah, certainly not bad.
Eminem's good. I don't know if he'd be on my top.
Hell no.
I'm beginning to feel like a...
Listen, bro. He was good when I was in high school, and we had to listen
Yeah,
to him on the
after-
football field. When they play Eminem.
When they play some bullshit at the football game,
Yeah, after
That's the only time it really meant something.
it got hype.
Other than that, it was like, oh, this song's catchy. Like, I like it, but I just.
Well, the other shit you
it's
were-
not on my he's very violent. Like, if I really.
yeah, that's his
Like,
Slim
if I
Shady
only could listen
persona.
to five albums, I wouldn't want to listen to something so violent. That would make me go crazy.
He's negative. He's too
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah, I need some some cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest.
Some
After Eminem show,
the albums is a different discussion because you could have a couple of the same artists' albums.
Artists,
Yeah, I might even take
This is such a deep realm to get into.
that's what I was telling Andrew when you walked away, that this is a very
we can do that next
big
time.
topic.
Top 5 albums, and that can be from
we need
any.
to move on now.
They can be from any.
any genre.
We need to be. How do we combat our over sexualized?
You are using all my good prompts, and you haven't even given me what I asked for, the top 5 rappers. But hey, I mean, if you gotta talk about what are you on about?
We'll have to do
Top 5 rappers, bro. I don't. Okay. I like Payroll Giovanni. I like. Bro, he's motivational. If you know, you know. I like
that's one.
Burner. I like.
Burner too.
Action Bronson. I like.
3. Tyler the Creator.
I used to, but now he's a little fruit.
Golf Wang.
Yeah, like it really.
Yeah,
messed up
I
back
was
then.
pretty into them when they first came out.
Me too, like real hardcore. But
Earl Sweatshirt.
yeah, but then they started getting too too lefty. Like I don't know, like they. It seems like they're mean people. Like they're low key
Like catty men.
yeah, like because they're gay. Like they're just catty men. Did you not know that Tyler's gay?
Well,
I didn't know
Bro,
exactly.
he's gay, bro.
I didn't know it was 100% that way. You know.
Bro, he was kissing Jaden Smith and says my boy.
I understand, but
Oh, no.
people can have boyfriends and girlfriends now, Antonio.
Bro, but that's gay. That's gay. That's gay.
Right.
G-A-Y,
It's
bro.
true.
That's some.
Put your face up on the
G-O-T
camera while you say
shit,
it.
bro. What do you mean? What?
You're gonna need that mask to say comments like that.
Bro, I don't give a bro. listen, this is America. If you have a problem with what the hell we say, then you shouldn't be watching this. Sorry, bro. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, you
If
should
don't
freaking
like it, you don't like it.
eat a fart.
You're crippling yourself mentally and making yourself angry by watching this if you don't like it.
If you're liberal.
Just turn it off and go watch some kittens. Go watch some kittens play in the field with doggies and puppies. Like, this is
Holy
we're
shit.
talking some real shit. Like, we just talk off the cuff. It don't even matter. So if you have a problem with it, then that's your problem. This is America, bro.
Another
if
good.
you
Fuck.
try to get us in trouble or some shit, like, you're just a petty person and all you get is nothing. That's all you get. You get no reward except your own satisfaction because you're selfish and you're lonely.
Yeah, don't
So you
worry.
need to
we'll,
go. You need,
we'll
to, you need to
all
find
that
Jesus.
later
That's what
down
you
the
need.
road.
You need God. You need Jesus. You people out there that hate on people that are just trying to have their freedom of speech. You need to go find Jesus, bro.
The problem is where everybody's so privileged, they don't know what like real hardship is, so they have to find problems where they don't exist. And they have to start like making conflict because they have no real conflict in their lives.
And what's so fucked up is
trying to make something out of nothing.
what's fucked up is that there really is a lot of conflict already in the world, and that's the last thing we need more of. But they're just like, it's I don't know, it's a sickness, it's ignorance,
They don't care.
it's ignorance.
America just lives in this bubble.
A bubble,
We're so
yeah.
disconnected from everything that actually happens.
I see it in myself.
I know.
Just as much as other.
Yeah, myself included. Like I know
Yeah.
this. Like, dude, we should like.
Be so grateful for everything.
Yeah, but instead we fucking.
We
quarrel
quarrel.
at Starbucks when our coffee's wrong. Like, get the fuck out of here.
The privilege that we have in America
Feel like
is.
your whole day will be ruined because somebody got your order wrong somewhere. Fuck off.
Yeah, Americans don't have a concept of like a grand scheme. I feel because we're like not religious, no family unit, the whole 9
It's
yards.
slowly coming back. There's kind of a revival of that.
Yeah, there is. There really is.
Which I'm happy that's happening. It's a good thing. We need it.
It's the only thing that we can cling to.
I mean, the more secular you get, like the more disconnected from your roots you are. So people need to kind of find their way back to God.
Yeah,
a
if
higher power.
if all your reality is your like sensory perception, then you're not gonna be like a very what's the word, like a deep thinking person. Like you can't
When
really...
you're not living for other people or a higher power, like your life is much harder.
Yeah, I would say so. I would.
Like you have to believe in something bigger than yourself. If you're just here for instant gratification,
That's a pathetic life. I mean, I feel like those people are the
It's
saddest.
not worth anything. Yeah.
I go around these public places and I see people that look almost miserable, but
There are a lot of miserable people out there, and they don't have like any friends or any like connection with other people, and that's why like the suicide rate just keeps going up.
well,
People
and
are
this
just more depressed and disconnected more than ever.
it's kind of a random connection, but I was watching Pulp Fiction and that shit like I was watching it last night. So
Top 5 favorite movies.
oh yeah, that'll be the list to
It's one
come.
of my favorite movies.
But it's just like interesting to see like even if obviously it's like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, exaggerated for the time, or for the movie sake, but even though like it was like 30 years ago that the movie was made, you know, that people talked and looked different, and you know, it was just made in a completely different time, and I feel like the industry.
Early 90s.
I just wish that like people had social skills that they did back in the day. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Even in the movie, I could tell that people were different. Like,
bro, even when in the early I feel like late 90s, like right at 2000, like times were like
That was like a perfect time.
yeah, times were chilling. Like I remember those times. I don't know.
it's more than just that childhood reminiscent thing. You know,
Everything was just like better.
yeah,
it
we
really
just.
was.
Which is ironic because who was in presidency and politics? Like we were dealing.
George W. Bush.
That's what I'm saying. We were dealing with like, arguably like controversial times.
I mean,
Like
there always are, you know.
yeah,
There's always something going on. We just didn't care about it back then because we were young.
Well, I think we were more prosperous at a.
Well, we were, because the whole financial crash didn't happen till 2008, and then everything was kind of went downhill from there. At least in this era.
Yeah, I would say. But the 2000 post 9/11 like 2000 stretch, that was all like good for us.
It was, even though that started the next proxy war.
And that's what I'm thinking. It's all related to. It's just like those were good for us, and that's what the presidents are trying to replicate by doing all this bullshit. But they're fucking it up. Like,
I mean, there was still obviously government corruption back in the day, but I mean, it's just way more exposed now because of the internet. Because think about pre-internet, they could put whatever kind of propaganda they wanted on the TV, and nobody could really research it, you know. But now you have access to actually look something up for yourself.
it's the most powerful thing we've ever created.
The internet is the enemy of the people in power, which is why they're gonna try to regulate it.
And think about it, like AI is like just like a subgenre of internet that we have developed and innovated upon.
My problem is who's programming the AI.
It's so scary to see how many things are being.
What the end of the world will be from AI. It's like in the Bible.
Because you can make the AI bias.
Dude, I just saw it online.
It's coming,
It's
bro.
not that it's not true. I have to still look into it, but
Well, the mark of the beast could be.
AI. Because it was like.
Well, it's.
It was a name of a beast that would end the world, and its first two letters were AI. And
Well, it says too, like, you can't do anything without the mark of the beast, or you can't like buy or purchase anything, and it literally says that in the Bible. So that could mean it's like the like some microchip or something that people are gonna be.
Like for the social credit system.
Yeah.
That we're gonna have to abide by.
It's really weird when you read it in the Bible, like how it kind of looks like a technology that can be around today. Like Android 7 and 8 and all them fucks.
Details.
Pilaf just stupidly made him a kid again accidentally.
Yeah, he didn't even like really have like a purpose to that wish or anything.
He was just like talking shit, and he's like, "Man, I wish he was a kid again so I could beat him up." And then the dragon's like, "Oh, okay."
I should. Oh, speaking of which, I'm making a shirt brand. That's just J Arts. That's gonna be one of my designs. Oh my god, he's showing me Kamala Harris YouTube shorts right now.
Sick.
Why didn't you put play?
Dead air.
Oh, I was trying to figure out how to sign up for my boxing class tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go to the noon slot.
The nude slot.
The noon slot, like the noon.
Naked boxing.
I'll be boxing.
Yo, listen.
At that time.
Dude, this guy. Listen, Andy. Listen to this. This guy thinks he could beat Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor in a boxing or just MMA? Clark.
Oh.
What was it? MMA or boxing? You said you could beat
MMA.
How do you feel?
Literally, Nurmagomedov was able to submit McGregor with ease, and I mean, it's not that hard to wrestle somebody. And also, I said, you know, we can delve into all that, but like,
It's a little wild to say.
Nate Diaz also. I mean, who are you discussing, McGregor or Nate?
Both.
Well,
You said.
if I was really to
Maybe with a decade of constant.
oh, not a decade, not in the slightest. I'll just need a few weeks of camp
Okay.
Bro, who are you, fucking Terminator?
before the fight. You
like, who are you, bro?
no, like if these guys see it and they have a problem with what I'm saying,
Him?
I'll see them.
This guy thinks he's.
I'll see them in the ring and we'll see who. I mean, I understand it's not a very fair fight. It's like kind of like on some Logan Paul, Mike Tyson shit. But these guys, I mean, They're out of practice. They haven't fought in what I don't know. I mean, it's been over a year for both of them.
Yeah, but
And
they still
I'm sure
they still spar.
well, they're also over the prime of their career. And Conor McGregor's heart would blow up from all the steroid and cocaine use. In the second round, his heart would blow up. And but if I hadn't submitted him already, and then for Nate Diaz, I mean, I don't even know if he can find his way to the ring.
Could you imagine that shit? Oh my.
He won't even be able to. I mean,
This is funny.
good luck to the both of
Let's
you.
get going, guys. Come on. Let's get them. Let's get them.
I hope to see a fight from somebody, a good fight.
Let's get a meetup in the backyard. Come on. All right.
Put the ring. I mean, the ring's coming. I just have to work out.
The ring's coming.
I just have to work out the legal
We're gonna
issues.
do backyard fights again. Too bad we can't call Kimbo.
Well, Kimbo's gone.
I know.
It's sad.
Yeah, dude, Kimbo was awesome.
I mean, if Joe's here, I'm sure he would say the same.
I remember watching all the shitty quality YouTube videos of him just popping people's eyeballs out.
Bro, real talk.
Yeah, dude.
Some crazy
like
shit.
2006, 7 YouTube. Shit was wild back then. 360 quality. Good times. The Chocolate Rain guy. Chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. No. Nothing.
Oh, I was just letting my coach know I'll be at the gym at 9 in the morning to start my training. You know, early, get home. Well, obviously I'm gonna have a nice breakfast beforehand, but I'll train probably an hour or 2 hours, and then I'll come home and then train some more after I get a good breakfast or a good lunch. Second breakfast. Maybe I'll have breakfast for lunch.
Second breakfast. What are you, a hobbit?
I'll have no dinner, 2 breakfasts.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Sounds delicious. I've never seen those movies. Are they good?
Not The Hobbit, but Lord of the Rings is good.
I think I watched like half of Lord of the Rings.
Here's my question.
Lord of the Rings trilogy is fantastic.
Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter? Which one is more gay?
Harry Potter is more gay.
It's more childlike. It's more for children.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is way more
Violent in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
Way more violent.
I do enjoy the Harry Potter movies, but I like
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings way more.
I gotta respect that. Like I like, cause I can't really say.
And Lord of the Rings really handles some pretty heavy topics and themes.
Mm.
And yeah, Harry Potter is way more like lighthearted.
Yes, but it was like I heard some stories about Harry Potter how it was basically.
They were on that freaky timing.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Harry Potter, I heard like the people on set were freaky freaks.
Probably, but also I heard that they were the whole mission behind Harry Potter was like to invoke kids to be into witchcraft and like.
I don't.
The author's an SJW. She's a social justice warrior.
Yeah, but they all hate her now.
Yeah, because she said like there's only 2 genders.
Yeah, she
Is
said
that true?
dudes shouldn't go in women's bathrooms, and then all the liberal people were like, "Oh, she's evil."
Oh, so you are Republican. That's the other word for.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll use that word for evil.
You can never they always end up eating their own, those types of people, because it's never like you can never be like woke enough.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah.
You just cannot.
Like Kamala Harris said, let's get woke. Let's get woke.
Let's not.
She said we gotta be more woke.
She
Yeah, I
is
mean,
the future president. It's rigged.
Musk talked about that. He said they always like move the goalpost more and more, and then people who were on the left side, let's say, they get ostracized, and then they end up being on the right because they keep moving the like liberal goalposts back, more left, more left, more left, and then people who did consider themselves like liberal or Democrats are like
Now they're like, yeah, I'm a Republican.
they're like. Well, not even
They're
that.
neutral.
Like they don't even have a leg to stand on anymore because obviously a lot of people are realizing how radical they get, and then they're like, well, I'm not for that, and then they're like, oh, well, you're not on our side anymore.
Think about how many. Okay, so the average like age of a voter is a lot older than you might suspect, because like most of the people that are voting are old, and so if you're losing a lot of those old people votes, and it's like a larger, it's a bigger majority than like the younger people, so you have to appeal to that demographic.
They should actually raise the voting age to like 21 or
they
something.
They should raise
because you get so many dumb, naive kids that don't even know like what the fuck they're even talking about, and then they just like vote. And they're
because
like,
they're
you don't even like know what
but you know
you're
what?
voting for.
There's gonna be liberal, misinformed, old men, women at an old age.
My parents were that. They would sit in front of the TV and watch CNN all day. It's like,
right.
what do you think your brain's gonna do when you do that for years and years on end? You're gonna have a twisted worldview, and that goes for the right too. Like even like Fox News. I'm not It's the left or the right. Mainstream media is bad because they always twist a narrative, or they take something out of context. There'll be like a 2-hour interview, right? And they'll take a small clip from that interview and be like, see, look at what they said. But you didn't listen to them explain their viewpoint. So, and then people won't do their own research themselves, so they just automatically think, oh, well, they said that, so I guess that's true. And like now more than ever, you have to like look at a certain news segment that comes out. You have to look at it from different sources and different angles. You can't just look at it from like a left lens or a right lens. Like you want to look at it as objectively as you possibly can. So that means you might have to do a little digging to actually get to the truth of what the matter is.
And that's why
people are too lazy to do
the most
that.
intelligent people are going to be people like us who research the internet through.
Yeah, see, I'm not
several
for the
sources.
left or the right. I just want to get the objective news, and I just want to look at it. I just want to be on the outside looking in and actually see it for what it is. I don't want to have I try my hardest not to be biased in any.
But it's interesting how we always come back to, as humans, we're always dividing, and we can't just in unison decide that there are mutual interests for the wellness of humanity. And we can't just accept that because we have to sacrifice the few for the good of the many.
Naturally, I think we all could get to that state and compromise with each other, but they purposely pit everybody against each other because they're feeding on. Because we all used to be tribal, right? So we still have that like kind of tribal instincts in us. Like we want to be on a team, right? Team this, team that. I'm for that. They use that to their advantage to make us angry and tribal against each other. They're like using our old survival instincts against us, the average everyday person. So and they bring back old racial tensions.
It's better for us to be. It's better for them that we are at odds.
Exactly, because then we're not pointing the fingers at them who are actually causing the real problems. If we're all fighting amongst each other, they can do whatever they want behind the scenes. So we need to get everybody on board and get everybody together.
Yeah, all we have to do is hide these very
It's such an effective tactic, man. It works so well. It really does. It's like the best tactic you can ever use if you want to divide people, divide and conquer. It works flawlessly. I mean, look at the state we're in right now. It works so good. It works too good.
Well, think about it. It goes beyond that. It's just like even in our own, relationships day to day, like, we struggle to not divide ourselves and see the mutual interest of it all.
Yeah, man. You gotta be smarter. You gotta use critical thinking skills, and you gotta look beyond all that. You got to.
Well, all we can do is inform. Try to hope we can find some like-minded folk who fucking don't want to see the world go to shit.
Transgender.
Put it this way, bro.
Transgender, is it a mental illness or a real decision?
See, that is a very heavy, loaded topic.
Yeah, we're coming hot.
Here,
Second episode. Coming at you.
here's what I'll say. I do think gender dysphoria is a real thing that some people actually do have, like Blair White, for example. But it's less than 1% of the people. What's going on today is something entirely different. It's a huge like social contagion.
Yeah.
It's not
Contagion.
I do like
What's that
Blair,
word?
though. She's
I like that fucking
social
word.
contagion. It's like
Contagion.
if
You're fucking you caught the gay, bro. You caught the fucking trans.
yeah, it's like being forcibly pushed everywhere, and then more and more people adopt that idea.
All right,
It's
think
kind
about
of hard to describe.
this. Is a better question. Would you, or let me put it to you this way: would you move to Canada where they let you turn, where your daughter or your son has the privilege, the right to go to the doctor by themselves without your consent and say, I need to be the other gender? Do it now. And they'll do it.
Here's the definition of a social contagion. The spread of behaviors, attitudes, or emotions from one person to another within a group or network without conscious thought.
Damn.
So does that
So
that make sense, right?
retarded people.
It can also,
retarded.
it can also be described as behavioral connotations. Social contagions can occur through imitation and conformity, and can be seen in many other examples, including mass hysteria. It's like conformity too. Like it's almost like a trend. Like it gets big, and then people are like, "Oh, I want to be in the club too." So they adopt those ideas so they can be. It's almost going back to tribalism. Back in the day, if you got excluded from your tribe, that basically means you're gonna die because you get sent out into the wilderness by yourself. So people, even though they might not necessarily agree with whatever like the domineering idea is, they're gonna act as if they do because they don't want to get ostracized or kicked out of the tribe. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense at the same time. Like, why belong to one tribe? Like, it's just people have no free
No,
thought.
but it's how we lived back in the day. Like you.
No, that the tribal, the instinctual part of it makes sense to me. But
Yeah, well, if you're a loner, if you get kicked out of the group, that back in the day that meant death. So I still think like in your brain that defense mechanism is still there.
yes, but a logical thought forming human being should, in today's age where we're discussing like association with political like parties basically.
No,
or
we're
affiliation.
civilized. We're just like we can.
We don't necessarily need those mechanisms anymore, but it's still in our brain. Like, oh, I need to stay within this group, or I'm.
But that's what I'm
kicking
saying
out.
is like the people who like resort to that form of thinking are like literally like less advanced, where they're like
CPU.
troglodytes or fucking.
Yeah, I mean
they're
they're not very capable.
Neanderthals.
They're not capable of rational thought. But I mean, that is just like unfortunately, that's just a lot of people out there. They want to be included. They want to be in. They don't want other people to think of them as the other. So they're going to adopt those ideas, even though they might not even necessarily agree with them.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just it's literally almost, because I can't comprehend like being, the perspective of the type of people. And
I can't either. I don't.
It baffles me and leaves me speechless to the fact that there's people who are beyond reasoning.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of mind blowing, honestly. That's why
We have minds.
That's why I'm so fascinated with this phenomenon, because it's like
Of like, why do us as humans fuck everything up?
it's crazy. Well, I mean, groups and group identity. It can have a very powerful stranglehold on people. Because think about like political topics, like with family, like certain family is more on the left and then more on the right, and then family members stop talking to each other because they don't agree politically, which is actually just crazy.
Whether it be a political indifference, any indifference within the family unit, just to me is
and this
almost irrational.
This was never the thing like 20 years ago. Like I remember families had completely different political ideologies, but they were still friends. Like, you can disagree with people
But
and
you
still
don't
be friends
discuss
with them.
politics at dinner and
It's
etc.
It's just crazy how like people hate each other over this shit now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, you can have a different opinion than me, and I can have a different opinion than you, and we can disagree with each other on a lot of stuff, but that doesn't mean we still can't be friends.
And agree on other things.
Yeah. And honestly, in a way, that's a strength to not agree with everything. Because you can have a different perspective than me, and I can have a different perspective than you, and maybe we can actually come to like
To a better perspective.
a better conclusion, because
Right.
you can see something through a lens that I can't see it as, and then I can show you how I see a certain idea or topic,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can actually grow from that. If you
It's a
think about
beautiful-
it.
But that's
If we all thought the same,
no, it's literally as I said before, the sacrifice of the few for the prosper of the many.
yeah,
And they're sacrificing us like lambs, bro, because they they benefit. Too bad
Who poses the greatest threat to humanity?
Ourselves almost.
Are
Are you saying who? Like
The-
a specific person or
the
what?
global
What
elite?
does? What poses?
What
The
poses?
military-industrial complex.
Like just nuking all of us.
Multinational corporations that look at the dollar sign before humanity.
If we're talking about most likely probability, like obviously it's probably not like a zombie apocalypse contagion.
It's actually
or...
just greed. It's human greed. If you think about it.
Dude, I saw. I think the executive. He was talking in like this TED Talk
Executive
scenario from BlackRock,
Ooh,
and
he's
he
a
was.
scary guy.
Yeah.
What's
and
his
he was-
name?
I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's greed.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of just what it is.
Well, the only way, at least I see rationally, like someone.
Yeah, this guy, Larry Fink.
Yeah, Larry Fink. He's the CEO of
Dude, look at this guy. He's got a little. Bro, he got a dent in his motherfucking head, bro. What's going on?
It's the devil. He fucking pressed his hand on his forehead. Satan's like, you belong to me now, buddy.
Dude, that's the guy who's fucking us, dude.
If you look
That's the guy in
at
charge of it.
and Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, all those weapon contractors, they make trillions of dollars a year, dude. They have so much influence that they are able to influence governments,
David
countries around the
Collin.
world. That's
David
fucking
Collin
nuts.
is the CEO of Boeing.
Yeah. So if you can find a way to look it up on the computer, if you look up all the investments they have and like all the other companies, it's crazy. Like they have like investments in Disney, like all the entertainment.
So
industries.
really, the world does not run based upon a political system. It runs more so upon a merchant basis because they're controlling, by putting,
Well, yeah,
our belief into money.
it goes beyond politics. They actually influence politics,
Yeah.
so they, at the end of the day, can end up getting more monetary gain from it. It's all just a game to them. They're like, we're all just pawns on like a giant ass chess piece.
Yeah.
And countries are just chess pieces to them. They'll remove leaders who don't have their interests in mind, and then they'll put in a puppet leader that will actually do their bidding for them. It's crazy, dude. And if you don't go along with it, they'll kill you, or they'll kill
Or you're
your,
not included.
they'll
yeah.
kill your character. First, they'll try to destroy. If you have a lot of influence, they'll try to destroy your character by saying you're like.
Dude, all
racist
these
or something.
politicians, all these people of Senate or of the House of Representatives,
They've tried so many ways with Trump.
they're invested.
If he loses, we're done.
They're invested
Yeah,
into
so-
Boeing.
Yeah, but look up like all the entertainment like industries they have like investments in. It's fucking nuts.
Oh, just controlling Hollywood. Yeah, what we see.
Yeah, and I wish I could find the like diagram of it, but it shows like all the like heads of like the corporations, and then it just shows it's like a trickle down of like what they own, and then it like goes down, and then it shows like a whole bunch of companies at the bottom, right? And there's like 5 at the top, and then there's like 3 here, and then there's like 6 here, and then there's like a whole bunch down here.
But it really is a monopoly. It's not a
Yeah,
monopoly.
it is a monopoly.
Oligopoly, where like it's owned by a couple of.
Yeah, and it's
people.
funny because you think all the companies at the bottom are like their own entities, but they're not.
They're owned by everything
They
else.
all slowly are owned by one step up, like corporation. The corporation actually owns all of them.
I'm the lowest man on the totem pole, doing my Shopify online business.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you, buddy.
I'm grateful for waking up.
You got anything else to say?
Do top 5 albums.
Dude, animes, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, still gotta
Write
start
that down.
these out, but I'll write down anime, album.
Animes,
We'll say them after
movies,
we're done.
any album from any music genre that you would take with you on a desert island, like with no skippable tracks.
Yeah.
All right, tune in next time, homies. Thanks for being on with us. Like, subscribe.
Legends. I'll see you.